Hello guys and welcome back to another locomotive review, and today we have this gorgeous thing. This is the Dapol ROD Khaki 43xx Mogul, and it is stunning. And look at the colour, it is so crazy. So this is one of the most recent additions to the collection, and we're now going to do a proper unboxing review of it, apart from it's not sort of unboxed, but you know what I mean. And it's brand spanking new. It's only just been released from Dapol. Been waiting quite a while for it, and it is quite expensive, but I think it's worth it. But we'll run through everything you get, detail wise, etc. Today we'll do a bit of a running session with it, and we'll enjoy this very unique locomotive. So let's get to it. So this is the Dapol box then, and it's a typical Dapol box where if you have one of these and you hide inside of it, you'll survive nuclear war. So you can see this is a 6300, but they're all basically the same. It's the 43xx Mogul anyway. So I have opened the box already. You get this foam. You see what I mean? Like, no nuclear weapon is going to get through that. And then you've got your box, your block of ice there. I think there's a detail bag with some bits and bobs in it somewhere. Yes, it's there at the back, which is the tool for opening the smoke box. And some etched number plates, which is nice. So, not much else in that. And then we have the Gump, which is the technical term, and is also one of Dapol's really nice, sort of small, but still really well detailed and stuff. It's just a nice size and stuff. You get through this, so there's some history on the class. If you want to pause that and read it, you can do. And then basically you just get about specification, how it all works, this, that, and the other, installing DCC decoder, doing the pull-out thing for the decoder itself, which is actually really clever, very, very cool. Tender, and then loads more bits as well. Warranty. So you do get a bit of warranty with these, which is good, and that's basically it. So there's not really much to explain in that. So, but I do like this packaging. It's really, really good, and obviously, as I've aforementioned, Kim Jong-un won't get through that. So that's sorted. So that's good news. Now onto the locomotive itself. It is gorgeous, you can see. So it's a 260, which is a Mogul. This is the second Mogul in the collection after the Crab, which is, I do adore the Crab, but this is more conventional because it doesn't look as wacky. Apart from the colour, it's not as crazy shaped as the Crab, and obviously the Crab's LMS. This is Great Western, but the ROD Khaki livery, I immediately was going like, I have to get that because I love wacky, unique liveries. Hence the purple A4 and like the greys and stuff like that. So I do really like them. So we'll run through the detail first. So obviously we're starting at the front. You do have a pre-fitted vacuum pump, which is really nice. Sprung buffers, which you obviously will expect on a locomotive like this at this price, which is, I think there's 154, I think it was, which is quite a lot for a loco this size, but it's worth it, I can assure you. It's brilliant. You've got these little lamp brackets there, which are really nice. You've got these separately fitted sort of like rails which connect to the front of the locomotive, which is really nice. Loads of mouldy detail. You do have a little bit of pipe work picked out there in paint as well, so it's, in like the bronzish colour, so it's quite cool. You do have a little bit of detailing here, which is picked out in the colours, which is really nice. Loads of riveting detail across the whole locomotive. It is literally everywhere. You do have a gap underneath of the locomotive, and there is detail bits out there, which is valve, which looks really good, doesn't it? So you can just get a glimpse of that, and you sort of think, oh, that's quite cool. And it appears to be separately fitted or really well molded, because there's like gaps underneath of it as well, which is really cool. Have all of these details here, so you've got all this like riveting picked out, including on the locomotive, all the separate colours. And then obviously you do have the handrail front to back across the front of the locomotive here, all the way down, and it is obviously separated via the colour, so it's black at the front and then the khaki sort of livery at the back. You do have the reverse, I think this will be the reverser rod, which is separately fitted, running down the locomotive. More sort of little bronze sort of colours, and then you've got a pipe there as well underneath of where the safety valve bonnet is, which is quite cool, which is obviously chrome plated as well and looks phenomenal. The top of the chimney is the sort of copper colour or bronze, whatever you want to describe it as, which is really nice. Really well detailed for a funnel, that as well. They're properly nice. And then you move further down the locomotive, which I can actually move it this way, which is really cool. You get the really lovely number plate picked out there. It looks very detailed, 5322. And then obviously you have ROD 4322 printed on the tender in massive letters. And then you've got all the separately painted, picked out detailing across the side here, above the handrail, so which is really nice. You've got loads of it across the top of the boiler as well. You can see, look at that. And then you've got the glazing pieces, you've got the little tiny whistles, which are really, really tiny and really, really fine. You've got these like little bits of detail here as well, which is really nice. So it's just like crazy. I think we've got glazing there, you've got handrails on the side of the cab, and you've got the cab's got some riveting detail across the top. And then you move into the cab, which is very well detailed. As you can see, it's got firebox glow as well, which you may be able to see on video later. But it's super detailed in there, look at that. You've got the plate separating the tender, which does move, it is adjustable. And then you've got the really cool connection that Dapol locos have, which is really close coupled as well. The plate actually covers the tender, unlike some locomotives where the plate is still too far away. So it's very detailed, it's very, very nice as well. Really well done there from Dapol. And then you've got all these separately fitted details in the tender. You've got absolutely tons. You've got the coal, which actually comes out through like a little hole into the tender, which is really, really cool. That is also separately, it's removable, separately fitted and removable. So you can take it out and use it real coal if you wanted to, but to be fair, that looks very realistic, so I would leave that in. If I leave my coal in anyway. I don't take the coal out, so but it is really well detailed. And then you've got obviously the mechanism for the things at the back. It doesn't open, but I think it does on a loco. I think there is a loco that it does do it on. I think it might be the Kursko Manor actually that does that. I can't remember though. But then you've got the simply fitted backing part at the back, which is also pre-fitted, and then you have the sprung buffers on the back of the tender as well, more handrails. It is completely crazy. Underneath you have the water scoop, and you've got all the brake rigging for the chassis. It's really well moulded and really well detailed, so it's all of that as well. And the wheels are really, really lovely as well. I think the way the axles are picked out is stunning, and the linkage is really nice as well when it goes around. So yes, it's very well detailed, very gorgeous locomotive. And now we will get on to the running of the locomotive and enjoy running around the layout for a bit. So there it is on the layout, and part of the improvements to this locomotive when they decided to reintroduce this was to improve the running of them. So we're going to see that now. It has ran before, it does run very, very well indeed. So I will attempt to try and put the lecky on, because I haven't turned it on, which is probably something I need to do. Let's see what it's like, slow speed, so let's give it a go. It is moving. That is quite slow. It's actually really smooth as well. It's not really cogging. That is quite impressive actually. So it's a 5-pole motor with a flywheel, and these used to suffer from a lack of torque, but that has been massively improved since the last batch of these locomotives. So that is really impressive, and it is really smooth, as you can see. So it doesn't really get much flywheel effect though. It just stopped dead, so I don't really know. I think the flywheel's quite small. I think the flywheel is there to stop it from cogging, I think. So you can see it is really smooth there. I mean, that's not as slow as it'll go. You've seen that it'll go a lot slower than that. And that is really impressive. It's actually moving. But it is really, really smooth. It's also quite powerful as well. It's not the heaviest locomotive in the world, but it's still quite substantial for its size. So it is quite powerful. So we'll get some coaches behind it in a bit, and it'll look really nice. It probably will have pulled some goods back in the day as well. But we're going to run passenger coaches with it because it look cool. So yeah, it does run really, really well. That's very impressive. So we're going to put some coaches with the 43xx, and then we'll have a bit of a running session with it. So let's go 43xx. Nice smooth start. That colour's just mad, isn't it? It's just crazy. But it looks amazing with the coaches, though. I think it's because it almost matches the sort of creamy colour of the coaches, but the cream and the brown, so it does look quite cool. Well, these are proper Great Western coaches now, by the way. I now have some proper Great Western coaches, courtesy of my friend Alfie, which is really good. So I can now run my Great Western locos with Great Western coaches instead of BR lined, but BR chocolate and cream or whatever you want to call them. So running really well. So I'll get some shots of this and then we'll just enjoy it going around for a bit. See if we can get some shots of the firebox flicker when it comes back round. It's quite dim during the day, so I don't really think you can see it much. So it's quite bright because it's not far in the afternoon, so it's quite difficult to see it. And it's, oh yeah, you can, well, oh there you go, you can probably just see it flashing then. Gotta get a low enough sort of angle to do it. Some axle is squeaking and it is quite annoying, but other than that, not too bad. I think the tender squeaking slightly. Sort that out later. Yeah, it looks incredible, doesn't it? It's a gorgeous loco. I was definitely getting this. It's one that I was waiting for a while for Dapol to release and for Raza Sheffield to get in stock, and as soon as it was, I bought it. So yeah, it is a great little thing, and I'm glad it's been added to the collection, so that's the main thing. Right, I'm going to stop the 43xx now, so I can sort this tender out in a minute. Right, there we go, and that is the Dapol 43xx in ROD Khaki. What a gorgeous locomotive this is, and a very welcome addition to the collection, so you will see lots with this going forward, I think in some videos and stuff, and live streams and stuff, because it is just a great little thing, and I do really like Dapol. I think Dapol are on a great run of locomotives at the minute. I now have 3 Dapol locomotives. I never used to have any. First one I bought was the 43xx, second was Dimble Manor, and now I've got this. I'm potentially going to get a 2884 class, even though I've got 28xx from Hornby, but I want a 38xx or the 2884, which is the updated version, in I think BR Black or something. I'm going to have a look at the liveries anyway, and basically decide what I want to do in regards to one of those, but I do want one of those from Dapol because I think it'll be a mighty thing. And yeah, so lots of Dapol stuff will probably join the collection, including Rapido. There's a couple of Rapido trains locomotives on order. I do have one. I've got one already, and then a Cura scale. I need to get a Cura scale locomotive now, and I'm thinking of it in a Cura scale manner to go along with the Dapol one that I have. So there is lots to come, and lots of really cool stuff, obviously from Dapol as well. I do highly recommend these if you want one, and I do recommend this livery because I think it looks incredible. So, yes, thank you all for watching, and I will see you very soon for some more videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe on the road to 500 subscribers. It would be amazing if you could. And obviously get these videos watched, get them shared, etc. Like them, comment, whatever you want, and I'll obviously reply to you. And I will see you very soon for some more videos. Goodbye.